Okay everyone, welcome back to the channel for another video on Gran Turismo 7, and we are back with a daily race A in VR. I did say I'll try and do this every single Sunday, and I just about managed to squeeze one race in before I went on holiday. So to try and keep that VR content coming on a Sunday, we're doing this VR race. It's starting from the back of the grid. I have had no warm-up, we just went straight into it after live streaming. Not on stream, obviously I did it off stream, and seeing how things go. Now I tried to start this in second gear because I thought, why not give it a go and see what happens? And as you can see, that is not probably the best way to start this race. I lost the position, so yeah, make sure you start in first gear. But I tried it in second, didn't quite work out. But we're gonna have a little look up the inside here. And again, one thing I have to say is it looks so much better than this when you're in VR. I think some of the reason also why it looks a lot better in VR is because the color palette is on the HDR on the VR headset, and it looks incredibly realistic. But on the 2D screen you don't get that, because obviously this is on non-HDR now. And another thing is that the full width of the gameplay is just amazing when you're in VR. This vehicle in VR is unbelievable. Anyone who's got a VR headset that has been playing this race in VR will tell you how good it is. I've just about managed to get one race done on this, and I kind of wish I had been able to do a few more races, because it's incredible. This is going to be a feature that we're going to try and get out every single week on the channel, of VR race. And I think daily race A's really match up to VR. The races always seem to be a VR kind of showcase, so we're going to try and get them done as much as possible. I go for a lovely little move up the inside there, and I have to say, overtakes in VR in this car feel absolutely amazing. Brilliant stuff when you pull one off. And yeah, at the moment I'm just trying to find out where the grip is, try and get used to this car. As you can see, the leaders have gone shot off into the distance because of my rubbish start, and they're quite a way ahead of us. But we are up to P6. A few people have made mistakes there, and you can see quite a bit of a gap to the lead group of cars as we work our way through the spoon corner and now onto this back straight and dry. Absolutely amazing feeling. I have to say, if you haven't played VR yet on Gran Turismo 7 and you have a chance of giving it a go, honestly, get in this car, because this car in VR is a really exceptional feeling. It feels really mechanical. It's not got much downforce. The grip just comes from the tyres pretty much, as I go a little bit wide there and just about pull off a crazy save. And when you have moments like that in VR, it is an edge of the seat moment. You really do feel like you're holding on for dear life. It's a brilliant feeling. And yeah, we managed to save that and keep the car going and keep in this race, because I only had one opportunity to do this video. I didn't have any time to jump on for another race. It was just do this race and see what happens as we rev our way towards the end of the main straight, breaking around the 100 board there and just trying to hold this car to the inside. A little bit of a drift going into this corner. We've got another car taking away our immersion by ghosting. That is one of the only things that takes away the immersion of VR for me, is when a car ghosts like that. But other than that, it feels brilliant as we go up the inside there, take that position where he's got dirty tyres, and work our way through these S corners here, trying to hold tight to the apex. Again, holding it tight to this apex, being very careful on the throttle with this car, because too much throttle with lack of downforce can easily spin this old race car out of control as we run a little bit wide there, but just about managed to keep it on the track. And we're obviously up into P5 now, and we've got P4 not too far off in the distance there. You can see him as he goes through the right hander under the tunnel, just going under the tunnel now. So we're about 2 seconds behind. It's hard to judge. One disappointing thing about VR is no deltas. I wish we had a delta just so we could see how close we were to cars. But now we're starting another lap. You can see we skipped a little bit further ahead, and we're on lap 3 now. And we are starting to get a little bit closer to P4 and P3 also. P3 is not too far up in the distance. And I'm just starting to get used to it now. After a couple of laps just to get warmed up. It does take a little bit of warming up in VR, I find. You can't just jump on without any practice and just instantly find pace. Well, I can't, because I don't play it enough. I'm normally on the 2D screen. But after a couple of laps, you start feeling the rhythm a bit. And you can see there we've gone purple in the first sector, which is definitely a sign that we're starting to find a bit of pace. And we're definitely gaining on P4 as we work our way into these two right-hand corners. As we come here, braking before the 50 board, into 4th gear, hit that curb, and then downshift to 3rd gear and try and hit this curb as we accelerate out and under the bridge there. So yeah, at the moment going well. You can see again, purple sector as we go through the second sector split, and it's definitely I'm starting to find a little bit of pace in this car in VR as we go into this left-hand corner, a little bit wide there, but do get on the throttle, and now working our way up this hill into Spoon Corner. Now, Spoon Corner is a tricky one. I think I was braking way too early in VR. It's probably just a confidence thing. Just got to pick that limit a little bit later, brake a little bit later than what I'm doing here. You can see very early on the brakes and being a little bit cautious. You can tell that by how early I can turn into the first corner. But onto the exit of Spoon Corner, and now working our way up to 130R on this long straight. Can we get into the slipstream of P4? You can see as we work our way on this straight, we're not actually going to be purple through this sector. So that says to me straight away, definitely braking way too soon on that Spoon Corner. Probably a good 10 to 20 yards too soon by the looks of it. But through here, this time managing to keep it on the track without running wide. And now we're about to start the final lap and seeing if we can get in a bit of a battle here with P4. It's possible. We're getting very, very close. Nice exit off of the chicane there. And now I'm going to pick up that slipstream all the way over the line. And you can see, first, I think lap 2 was a 2:12 or 13. We've gone over a second quicker there. So definitely starting to pick up a bit of pace. Going much better now. And now we've got to try and see if we can put P4 under pressure and try and grab a P4, because P3 looks a little bit too far in the distance there. Maybe if we would have got that start sorted, we might have been able to grab a podium here. But at the moment, we're going to focus on that P4, working our way through the S corners again, trying to keep it nice and tight to the apex. Just being careful you don't understeer wide in this car. You can see this is amazing. When you've got a car this close to you in VR, it's an unbelievable feeling, because on a 2D screen, these cars look very small. But when you're in VR, the full scale of everything is just unreal. It's just on another level, and yeah, it feels exceptional, I have to say. So like I say, if you ever get a chance to race on PSVR 2, make sure you say yes and get on there, because if you can cope with it and you don't get any sort of dizziness or anything like that, you will love it. It's amazing. As we work our way under the tunnel again, can we go for a move into the braking zone for this hairpin? This is definitely an opportunity as we go purple again there. Definitely finding pace, and we decide to send one up the inside down to first gear. Braked a little bit late, but just about keep it on the track. And again, moments like this are unbelievable as we go side by side now. You can see I'm just looking where his tyres are as we work our way through this right hand corner, trying to keep the car as far over to the right as possible. And now we're going to go into the braking zone for Spoon Corner, and we go a little bit deep this time. Pushed it a bit much. We're drifting all the way through that corner, and I wish it was smoother for you to see, because when I'm playing that was all super smooth, and it was just a lovely drift with a bit of counter steering going through there as P4 gets himself back ahead on the exit of the corner where I went drifting in. But what a race this has been for just the one quick jump on and a quick race. As we have a little look in 130R, can we go for a move here? We're going to have a little look on this left hand corner, try and get a good exit, and let's see if we can go for a move into the chicane. I decided to go deep in on the outside and try and hold it round the outside, and we've just about managed to slow it down, and then into the final bit, tiny bit of contact there, but he is still there. You can see him on the radar. We're side by side, and we're going to go over the line for a photo finish in VR. What a race, I have to say. So enjoyable to be doing these races in VR, and it's something we're going to continue to do on the channel 100%, because I have so much fun when I'm racing in VR. It's absolutely brilliant. But if you did enjoy that video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. I'll appreciate that. Thanks again, everyone. Bye.